Hey everyone, this is P4L, and at another TFcon we have another Sphinx review. So I actually did a really early look at a prototype or test shot of Sphinx at TFcon Canada, and here we are in Charlotte, and I get to do a full production ready version. So I got one of these early because I'm actually going to be doing the instructional videos for MMC for the foreseeable future. In any case, let's go ahead and get started with packaging review. You can see this nice new packaging from the Perfection series. You can even see up here, even though it looks very stylized, it does say Perfection series, and it's meant to kind of look like Japanese writing or Japanese characters, which is really cool. It says PS-01 Sphinx, Espionage. You see the Ocular Max logo, which is kind of the new brand for the Masterpiece kind of Studio Ox kind of line, as well as the Perfection series here. And then you also get this nice die cast randomly in here, which kind of indicates that there's die cast in this figure. On the front, you get this image here. On the top, you get some alt mode and robot mode images. On the side, you get a nice piece of artwork. On this side, you get the same artwork you got on the front. On the bottom, some warning labels and blah 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 blah. On the back, you get some kind of action photos transforming from alt to robot, and you also get to see the holographic driver insert that comes with this figure, which we showed off before. And last but not least, but you get the bio, as well as the kind of red holographic stat, which is obviously G1 reminiscent. But yeah, very cool for the external box. It's about MP card in size, so that'll give you an idea of what it's like in the same kind of build quality. Once you get it actually opened, you get a few things. So you get the clamshell with Sphinx inside. You get an instruction booklet with an extra head and stack card, which we'll go to in a bit. And then for the first run, you're actually going to get another box, which is the PS Plus Sphinx parachute, which is a parachute accessory that kind of homages some scenes where Mirage is used as a parachute. So inside of this box, you get a parachute, and you also get the original molded face that came with the test shot that I showed off before. It had kind of softer details, and those were kind of sharpened up for the actual release, but they included that because some people like the softer details. The parachute you see here is a soft type of, I guess, almost like vinyl, and then also has some metal wiring that goes down here and comes into the handles, which have tabs that go into the fist. All right, we'll show that off in a little bit, but again, nice kind of yellow energon-ish parachute with some line. So this face is kind of the softer detail version that we got with the test shot that I did the last TFcon. You get the instruction booklet, and as before I said, you get another head sculpt as well as the back of the head. So this one has this smiling one. It's kind of goofy looking, that you're going to use to replace the original face that's already installed on there. And also has a new back of the head, which doesn't have any of the tampoed or screen printed labels that you see here on the front with the Liger and Citane goofier kind of stuff. So people are asking for a cleaner back of the head, so you have that option as well. So you actually get 3 faces and 2 back of the heads. As for materials that you get a cardboard card, stat card with some stats on the back and some bios and some product images. Pretty standard nowadays for a third-party Masterpiece line. You get a booklet of instructions. Shows off what you get. You get the holographic racer, you get the alternate faces and heads, you get the shoulder missile launcher as well as the hand rifle, and then it goes through instructions on this side, continues on the back. And then last but not least, it shows you a couple of tips on transformation and head replacement. And I'm not going to be able to show the head replacement right now because I don't have a tool to actually allow me to install the face. But it's pretty easy. You separate the front and back halves, and then you have a little screwdriver that allows you to remove one of the internal pieces for the eyes and everything like that. On the back here, I did also want to show that there were credits to the design by AK, the sculpt from Griffith and Jocelyn Bell, packaging by Choco King, photographed by Ian Reed and UNM Studios, and then powered by Mastermind Creations, obviously. I don't know why I don't get a credit out here. I'm going to be doing their instructional videos. Next time, Mastermind Creations next time. So let's go ahead and open this up. Nice clamshell. You get the accessories over there that just fell out everywhere. And let's take a look at them individually. This is the shoulder cannon. Nice molded. It's a glossy, smooth black. Some painted silver here, and then some chrome, vacuum chrome on the missile part itself. And it has a little articulating arm here, which allows you to also peg on the shoulder and store in alt mode. So in alt mode, you can go ahead and use this tab. There's a slot here. Peg it in like so. The other gun is this handgun. Tabs, very MP-ish, molded, and I don't know if it's molded in silver or painted in silver, but it looks really nice. And then as before, you can use this peg at the top on the other side of the rear spoiler and tab that in like so in order to get him all decked out and armored out or weaponed out in alt mode. So quick 360. The first thing you'll probably notice is the fact that the colors are really different. So there are a darker set of blues, and I'll actually show a comparison of how accurate this is in a little bit. Probably around here you'll see an accurate depiction of the JS11 Formula 1 car. The paint has differed in the dark blue. The silver here is a little bit shinier. The die cast on the back is a lot shinier, and this like is kind of chromed out. The silver paint apps here, and just the overall quality of the paint apps has gone up way better or way higher than with the test shot that we looked at Canada. All right, and they changed it from goofier to gooier, which is, I don't know if that's better or worse than the goofier that they had before. And again, from the bottom, pretty clean looking. They did get rid of the dancing lady on the front spoiler, and that was to prevent from scratching and wear on the front spoiler. Alright, that's really it for alt mode review, and if it sounds like I'm speeding through this, it's because I want to get this really short so I can get this uploaded very quickly, since the upload speeds suck here in the hotel. So go ahead and get into transformation. We'll go ahead and take out the hologram guy. I guess we'll take a quick look at him. It's only the top half of his body, and I already really showed this off in the previous review. So alt to robot transformation is pretty simple. You're going to go ahead and start down here, and you're going to actually pull the wheels down like this. You're going to go up to the top here, and as before, you actually can articulate the wheels on the front and in the back so that you can kind of turn them. I already showed them off before, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but you're going to go ahead and push these up. So it was tucked down here, but you want to slide this whole wheel mechanism up. We're going to go ahead and come down and stretch out the legs here. Then we're going to come around here, and there's going to be a couple of tabs that hold in this side panel. And that's going to come down like this. Same thing on the other side. You're going to pull it out on this section here, and that's going to free the front kind of panel here as well. That's going to articulate down like this. At the same time, you're going to want to pull these down split the legs. You'll pull these down, and this is gonna tab in to this little hole there. You can go ahead and bring these little panels down. We'll fill in the front of the shin. We can rotate these die cast pieces, the engine block, down, like so. And then you can go ahead and finish the feet off by kind of pointing out these rear spoiler pieces. Alright, so that's pretty much the lower body. We're going to go ahead and bring this up and around like this. I'm going to split this, and it's going to actually tab in to these sides here. And tab them in like that. Okay, so this is where it gets a little complicated, and I showed this before. It's just the arms are on very interesting mechanisms. So it actually slides out on these sliding joints here. From here, you're going to move this to the side. So it's tabbed in to two tabs on the kind of elbow section of the arm. So you're just going to want to release that, rotate it around. These are the two tabs. You're going to pull down on the arm like that and kind of double hinge it on itself. Then you can pull out the fist like that and close the front panel of the arm. Same thing on the other side. Release the tabs and flip this 26 section down or back. Stretch out the arms. Flip out the fist. Close up the panel. We're going to rotate at the waist 180 degrees. From here, we're going to start dealing with the upper body. So I like to collapse the front spoiler now. I'm going to bring this panel down on this double hinge just to get it out of the way. And we're going to fold these to put this the wheels on kind of a double hinge inward. It's going to sit very snugly under here like so. And that's going to form the main body. So you're going to bring this down. As you bring this down, you're going to want to get this oh, should I have done that first? Maybe I should have done that first. Yeah. Just get that red piece kind of up through the chest. Then you can close this up. You're going to rotate this down, and there's a tab that's going to go into the front there. Now we're almost done. You're going to go ahead and flip in these side pieces right underneath the wheels, and that secures them into place and fills in the obliques. Coming up to the head, you're going to pull up on the head itself, and it's a lot more secure than the previous ball joint, so you don't have to worry about it popping off like it did on the test shot. And that comes forward like that. And with that said and done, we have Sphinx in robot mode. Sorry about that. And as before, he looks really good. The difference only being the color of the blue. And some people didn't like the change in color. I think this is a more accurate color, but the light blue did look really nice itself. So, I mean, it's kind of a give and take for me, but I think overall the choice was much better to go with this kind of more accurate, darker blue for this guy than the lighter blue. So I apologize if you like the lighter blue from the test shot review, but you're kind of stuck with this one. Very quickly, the head sculpt is changed. So you can see this one is more neutral, and you can see the features are a little bit sharper than the original. So the original one that I had the test shot of is right here. Oops. And you can see it's a little bit softer in terms of the details. The nose is a little bit softer, the lips in particular are really kind of more subtle. and then the grinning Sphinx head on the left. On the back, again, if you don't like the screen printed stuff there, you can go ahead and replace the back with this clean head. So a lot of people are going to be happy because you're going to have a lot of options with this guy. The head itself is on a ball joint and on kind of a hinge. They let you go forward and back, mostly for transformation, but it's still quite nice in the articulation department. I don't think there are any actual ratchet joints in here, but all the joints are really nice and secure friction joints. You have a shoulder joint in here, and that's on that kind of sliding mechanism that we saw before. You can swivel out like so. He does have a bicep swivel. You might get some interference with this, but you can move this out of the way should you need to. You have kind of a double jointed elbow with these two hinge pieces. You're not going to get fully 180 degrees on that. You do have this kind of sliding panel on the forearm that gives you kind of a interesting tilt for the wrist. It does create a bit of a gap if you do it like this, and it doesn't tab in. It's basically sits on a indentation that you can kind of slide up and down on. The wrist is on a swivel, and the 4 fingers are just on one pin joint at the base of the hand, and the thumb is on a swivel itself. Alright, so that's it for articulation there. He does have a waist articulation, and he does have a nice ab crunch. Let's see, he has these side hip panels that can move up to the side, as well as the front skirts. Then you can see kind of the universal joints that this guy has. And the swivel at the thigh, double jointed knees, which get a decent amount of knee bend. And I think the only other articulation we're going to talk about is down at the feet. So they're on a swivel here, but the toe has a lot of articulation there. The heel, you don't really have much of a heel other than the tire, but since it is a rubber tire, you get a lot of traction. And you can kind of do some rollerblading if you want. Roll around on that, but very secure. I think a bit more secure than the DX9 one, which I don't have with me, so I can't do direct comparisons there. But a little bit more secure than the DX9's heel and their wheel. Alright, so that's it for articulation, I think. I may have missed something, but we're going to go ahead and speed through that. Let's see. So now I'm going to go ahead and get into the parachute. Oh, no, let's go ahead and get into the weapons first. So again, these tabs go into the hands in the very similar MP style. Just be mindful of the thumb. And then the shoulder cannon uses this little clip. So it goes in right onto like the die cast piece here. So as far as die cast pieces go, we got the engine block. We have part of the ankle here. I think this heel is also die cast. Yeah, definitely die cast there. You have parts of the construction here. I think I pointed that out, as well as some sections all along the back and neck area. So lots of die cast here, so it definitely deserves that whole die cast font and silver stuff there. So he looks really good, a lot of posability, a lot of range of motion. I would do the Iron Man pose, but I actually hate it when people always go to that as default pose. And yeah, Iron Man would be shamed. The next thing I'm going to show is the parachute that comes included. You'll want to note that the handles do have a particular orientation. The tabs, come on, focus. The tabs need to sit on towards the back of the hand. So you can see these tabs are towards the back. And so you're going to make this go into the left hand here. and on the right side as well. Close up the hands, and then you can have him kind of raising up his arms like so. Let's get a quick look at it. And because of the wire, it does hold up pretty well. You're probably going to want to have to pose. You're going to probably want to pose something up here with it. But it's quite long, and it looks really good. I think it will be a really nice dynamic pose for anybody who wants something other than just standing robots on their D-tall shelves. So really nice inclusion. Again, it's only going to be for this kind of first run of the figure. They told me they're going to do some changes, I think, or change the packaging and be a little bit different and have kind of maybe a Diaclone look for the subsequent releases, and that will not include the parachute. So if you want that extra accessory, definitely get the first run of this, because otherwise you're going to have to get it secondary market. So yeah, that's really it for the robot mode. Really nice looking. Again, the only real difference here is the blue that got a little bit darker, and some tighter tolerances. So let's go ahead and transform this guy back into robot mode, from robot mode to alt mode, to get rid of his weapons. If you have them installed, move them off to the side. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and get the head back in. So the head actually has to rotate back, and it has to actually go behind this little ridge here. But it has to move back like this, so you kind of have his face covered up. Kind of has his face covered up with this gray piece. And then you'll sink it down like this, and it'll cover up most of his face. So that's something important to note. Next, we're going to go ahead and untab the chest. Bring that up. Bring out the wheels on those double hinges. Go ahead and spread out the front spoiler if you want to do that now. This piece is going to hinge up and cover the face, and this part actually tabs into the back of the head, or top of the head, not back of the head, like so. Now we're going to deal with the arms, kind of going in reverse as we did before. You're going to want to rotate this up, rotate the arms in 90 degrees, fold this up like this, and then fold the fist inward. Like so. Just make sure you got clearance for the fist. And then once you're here, you're going to make use of that double joint and kind of collapse itself like this. So that you're going to get kind of a 90 degree, and then you want to squish it in so this white piece kind of butts right up against this gray piece. And then you can flip this back down. These two tabs have corresponding slots on the back side here, and you'll feel when they get into place. Same thing on this side. Go ahead and rotate the fist in. Get this out the way, rotate it in 90 degrees, and then collapse it in on itself. Once you do that, remember to squeeze this in so it's basically butted right up against the gray, the dark gray. Tabbing the side pieces in. Flip the oblique sections out. And then using the sliding die cast mechanism way in here, you're going to go ahead and came untabbed. You're going to slide that all the way in like so. Alright. Next we can, I guess, kind of deal with this. Untab them from the sides. Come up and swing them up and tab them together. You're going to rotate this 180 degrees. I'm just going to come and sit down once we get that done. We're going to rotate at the waist, 180. Dealing with the legs, we're going to untab this on both sides. Pull this out. Straighten these like this. And so we're going to do a few different things here. First, we're going to go ahead and seat this back down so it sits behind the driver's seat. We're going to collapse the legs. The legs are going to do a little sliding act that goes up like this on both sides. Then you can kind of tab both sides together, both halves of the legs. Like that. I forgot that you actually have to rotate the engine blocks up. Rotate these up too, because these are also important because they have a small tab that the side panels tab into. So this comes up, tabs into those places that I mentioned before, but also tabs in, these tabs tab into the side here. So yeah, lots of tabs securing this entire main body of the alt mode in place. And then we're going to rotate these wheels to the side, like so. Position the spoiler how you like it. Oh, and last but not least, I forgot this last time on the review, you're going to actually flip down these gray panels near the front. And to get the wheels in place, you're actually going to pull down on the sliding mechanism here and lock it, like so. And yeah, that's it. We're back in alt mode for Sphinx. And hopefully that was fairly quick. But that's really it for the review. Thanks a lot for taking a look at the exclusive first look at Sphinx from the Mastermind Creations Ocular Max Perfection series, the first and hopefully a long line of their new Masterpiece line. Nice use of die-cast, nice paint applications, really fun transformation. I do highly recommend this guy just because I think he is a pretty accurate improvement, really fun engineering, and again, really well designed, which if you come to know Mastermind Creations, is something you probably would expect, but they're definitely taking it up a notch, especially with the die-cast, since they haven't really used die-cast in their previous figures. This is really a kind of a step up into the Masterpiece line. Alright, so if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down, but let me know, give it a thumbs down, give that you don't really like it, and let me know why so I can try to improve and get you on the thumbs up side. If you want to keep up to date with all my news and reviews, go ahead and click this floating subscribe button around here, or follow me on Facebook at P4L Reviews. And if you want to add this guy to your collection, you can go ahead and pre-order him at Toy Dojo using the link in the description below and add him to your cart. And yeah, like as always, you get free shipping on domestic orders of $150 or more from Toy Dojo. But that's all for today, everyone. Hope you have a good one, and see you at the next TFcon.